We're jumping right in because today we are completely decoding the unseen psychological and biological mechanics of romantic relationships. If you've ever felt like there's this hidden, almost secret language operating just beneath the surface of attraction, well, you're absolutely right. We are unpacking the exact things women actually crave but deliberately won't ask for, drawing on some truly fascinating analysis by the Luxe Feminine.
And that brings us to a pretty massive relationship-ending mystery. Why do relationships just dissolve over things that were never actually said out loud? Seriously, think about it. A partner might rewrite the entire history of a romance, mentally rehearse a breakup, and just totally check out, all because of unfulfilled desires they never even vocalized. To fix this, we really have to look under the hood and understand the underlying wiring.
Researchers at the University of Texas actually spent years studying these romantic communication gaps, and they uncovered a statistic that is just staggering: 72%. 72% of women admitted to wanting specific behaviors from their partner that they had never, not once, verbally requested. And it's not because they forgot. It's because the act of asking strips the behavior of its meaning entirely. They'd literally rather go without than have to explain it. So let's explore these 7 unspoken behaviors this research points us to.
All right, number 7, the cortisol interruption.
Picture this. A partner is mentally spiraling over a crazy, stressful workday. Her brain is basically a web browser running 17 tabs, music is playing from some unknown source, and absolutely nothing is loading. Logic, it totally fails here. What she silently wants in that moment is unprompted physical presence. Just walking over, pulling her in, and holding her without a single word of commentary. And there's hard science backing this up. Neuroscientist Dr. Tiffany Field at the Touch Research Institute proved that physical touch drops cortisol, the stress hormone, by up to 31% within minutes. It's a biological hack. Unsolicited physical touch from a trusted partner instantly communicates physical safety where words just fall flat.
Moving on to number 6, neurological identity. Look, we all use familiar pet names, right? Babe, honey, sweetie. They're warm, sure, but they're entirely generic. Data from the journal Brain Research shows that hearing your own name activates specific regions in the left hemisphere of the brain associated with self-representation and identity processing. Your name is the one word your brain treats as fundamentally yours. So when you use her actual name during a quiet, intimate moment, like maybe whispering it during a confession or using it to grab her attention from a crowded room, it triggers an electric, totally exclusive neurological response. Pet names just cannot replicate that biological trigger.
Next up, number 5, calm dominance.
Now this addresses a really complex dynamic, handling external attention from other men. According to evolutionary psychologist Dr. David Buss, the sweet spot lies in a concept called proportional mate guarding. Basically, it's a measured, highly attractive display of commitment. See, reactive jealousy is a total liability. But on the flip side, being completely unbothered registers as a lack of investment. Real attraction stems from this proportional, incredibly measured response. It really boils down to the distinct difference between claiming and caging. Claiming is relaxed confidence. It's securely acknowledging a situation, maybe placing a hand on our back, communicating ownership of the moment without being destabilized by it. Caging, however, that's controlling, it's reactive jealousy, it's starting fights. Caging is a massive relationship liability. Claiming is profoundly attractive on a subconscious level because it proves confidence and investment without ever crossing the line into control.
Number 4, easing the cognitive labor. According to the American Psychological Association, women report significantly higher levels of chronic stress from logistical management. Researcher Eve Rodsky formally defines this as cognitive labor. Think of it as the invisible project management of life. It's remembering the car needs oil, knowing the fridge is out of milk, and knowing exactly which drawer the spare batteries are hidden in.
Rodsky's research reveals that in most heterosexual relationships, women are carrying roughly 70% of this invisible workload. And the exhaustion isn't just from doing the chores, it's from being the only person who even remembers they exist in the first place. So, when a partner silently identifies an item on that mental checklist and just handles it without needing a parade or a thank you, it creates this profound wave of psychological relief. She's never going to ask you to do this because delegating is, ironically, just adding another task to her plate. The attraction is entirely in the unprompted initiative.
All right, number 3, the silent relationship killer.
What's the number one thing that kills attraction silently? Complacency, once the relationship is official.
Dr. John Gottman, who, by the way, can predict divorce with over 90% accuracy, does this by tracking what he calls the turning toward rate. Couples who eventually separated only maintained a turning toward rate of 33%, but couples who stayed together, they were hitting above 80%. She wants you to pursue her after you already have her. A random Tuesday text or a spontaneously planned date night provides undeniable evidence that you would choose her again today. If you stop pursuing, the relationship just silently erodes.
Coming in at number 2, authentic overwhelm. Let's consider the difference in how we actually verbalize desire. Baseline compliments, like "you look beautiful," are polite, sure, and they're kind of expected, but they don't really leave an impression. It's basically the equivalent of leaving a standard 15% tip. Specific desire, on the other hand, is disruptive. It's almost confessional. It's saying something like, "The way you tilt your head when you're thinking makes it really difficult for me to concentrate." That kind of raw specificity, that's what a partner replays in their mind at 2 a.m. Obsession doesn't come from polite compliments. It comes from authentic, totally uncensored overwhelm.
And finally, number 1, primal physical guidance.
A fascinating study published in Evolutionary Behavioral Sciences points out that women rate physical assertiveness, which means confident, non-aggressive physical guidance, as a top indicator of a desirable partner. Just placing a hand on her lower back to guide her through a crowded door, or gently pulling her to the safer side of the sidewalk, it instantly activates these primal associations with protection and decisiveness. It operates as the ultimate unspoken desire because it exists entirely outside of language. You literally cannot text this. It only exists in real-time physical proximity, proving that you're totally comfortable in your strength. So, we've explored the biology of touch, the neurology of names, and the hard data behind evolutionary psychology. But let's be real. Knowledge without action is literally just trivia. Understanding these 7 concepts is completely useless if you treat them like fun facts at a dinner party. The entire goal here is to actually take this research and apply it to real life. So here's the question I want to leave you with. In your next interaction, are you going to play it safe, or will you choose action? Will you close that physical distance when she's stressed out? Will you silently take on a piece of that invisible cognitive labor? The unspoken language has been completely decoded for you. The next move is yours. Thanks for joining me on this explainer. Now get out there and put this knowledge to work.